Hey.
Hello, everybody. How's it going, Patreon? It is I, Captain Logan. We've got a full house tonight. And before we introduce all of our awesome patrons that are hanging out with me this evening, I want to say a very special thank you and hello to our very own Dan Torrey. There he is, Dan Torrey. There he is in the house. I want to say this is the first time Dan has ever been in one of these, I think.
I think I did one other one with you a while ago. I don't recall how long ago it was, but I think I've done one before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's good to see you, man.
Well, yeah, it's good to be back. Thanks for having me.
This is maybe the best your video quality has been on a webcam in a long time. Maybe just the lighting is really good.
Is it just me or does Dan look a lot like the guy who plays Peter Parker in the Amazing Spider-Man movies right now?
You think so? I was going to say he had a little bit of like an early Jim Carrey thing going on.
I need to get
it's kind of a meld of those two guys.
No, I think it looks really good. But I'm sorry, what were you saying, Dan? You got better internet?
We upgraded our internet because we got rid of basic cable, so we were able to afford that. It's been awesome. I can actually like talk to people on the internet now. It's great.
That sounds like a good trade-off, really, you know, because there's plenty of things to watch on streaming services and such. Is that the ocean? What is that?
Sorry, I had to blow something out.
All right, so Joe is broadcasting through an NES cartridge. So once again, good evening, everybody, and Patreon at large. If you're watching this after the fact, thanks for coming in and hanging out with us, but not actually hanging out with after the fact. I apologize to anybody that tried to get in and couldn't. Once again, we have a full house this evening, but run down the line and say hello personally to everybody that is here with us. And as always, folks that are here and folks watching this after the fact, thanks so much for your support of the channel and for everything you do for us. We really, really appreciate it. Here is Connor Nielsen. Or a chair.
I made it.
Connor, how's it going? Connor, are you on break at your work like you said you would be?
Yeah, I am.
That's amazing. Connor showed up at work to be at the Hangout.
I'm at the nursery at my work, so very comfortable.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. You should have sold it as like your new house. Like I live here now.
Well, we're expecting. You know, I'm getting the nursery ready. Really nice.
You and who are you even dating anyone, Connor?
No. I did.
Not to get too personal, Connor. I just honestly didn't know when you said you were expecting. I'm like, I mean, I know it's a joke, but now I have to ask the question. Hi, DJ.
Hey, what's up, man? I am expecting.
Yeah, and any day now, right? You're really close, aren't you?
Yeah, we're less than 4 weeks. August.
Wow.
August.
Okay, so you want to know something really funny, DJ? We are less than a week, but our baby has already arrived. Sarah's still not at her due date, even though we've had a baby for a week now. Which is hilarious.
Who delivered the baby? The doctor?
Sarah's. That is how it works.
You know what I meant. You know the
No,
reference
actually, I really don't know what that meant.
Dominoes.
As in the doctor from Doctor Who.
Oh. I really did not know what you meant. Sorry.
I was just going to go for a pizza delivery joke.
I should have gone with Doc Brown.
So
run out of horror movie names to name your kids.
Malik, is that your hand? What is going on there?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm just holding my phone.
I was really distracted by your giant hand. Just like right in front of the. No, it's okay. I apologize. It's hilarious. It gives me material to waste time with. It's great. Anyway, DJ, good luck on with to your wife and to you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
And happy soon to be fatherhood.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Thanks, Dan.
Will.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, I guess Dan hasn't met DJ. Wow.
I'm the guy that Cap told you about with the Spider-Man thing.
Oh yeah, I saw the video you guys did about that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
And he and Danny are co-designing my book cover.
Oh yes, we are.
Speaking of which, I have to get that design finished and sent back over to you.
the.
Oh, that's okay.
one
I
for
know
the
you're busy
Snapchat.
with probably 3 other things I asked you to do. Not to mention whatever else you're working on. Yeah. Sorry, Danny. I can be a little bit of a slave driver. Hey, look, it's Jeffrey. I almost said Jeffrey Combs.
It is Jeffrey Combs, and I'm single-handedly keeping the cassette business in business.
I loved you in Reanimator.
Captain Patron is our resident
You're my
music
favorite
expert.
version of Ratchet from the Transformers.
Yeah, I loved you playing every Wayne clone in Deep Space Nine.
Why, thank you.
And then there's Joe. Hi, Joe.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you.
Good. Good. I'm really sweaty. I just got back from my vacation.
Where'd you go?
G-Fest. It's a big Godzilla convention in Chicago.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Tight.
That's my topic for it. I'm just going to be talking about my vacation.
Oh, cool. We're excited about it. Is anyone taking us on a tour of their apartment this evening?
I wasn't planning on it.
No.
I mean, I could.
Okay. All right, no, that's okay, Jeffrey Combs. And then there's Danny Nixon.
Hey, everybody.
How's it going, Danny?
It's going good. It's
Well, that's great. Danny got a tattoo.
yeah.
Danny got an amazing tattoo that he designed.
Whoa,
Uh,
that's awesome.
Check out his Facebook.
Show it. Show it. Show it.
It's on my
show
calf.
it.
So
Yeah,
I
he
can't like
can't-
show it, but I
He's
did.
got to get it like up in the camera like this.
I've got.
You just use one of like those. Wait. Just
I've
move
got a
your
print.
leg like.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it looks
Oh,
like.
okay.
Everybody
I've
pay
got
attention.
a stencil, so this is what I sent him, and he blew it up by like 10%, and it's on the back of my calf, and it's still healing right now, but it looks amazing.
That's
I'm
so
so good.
cool.
I'm still going back to this guy for my next tattoo.
Very clean.
Thank you.
Whenever Danny runs his leg into a wall, he's like, "Ow, my Joker and Batman hurts."
Yeah.
Malik, how are you, man? Good to see you, buddy.
I'm doing all right. Wakanda sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah. Dude, it never gets old, man. We you know, we did the Jurassic House shirts. We need to make the Wakanda Sometimes shirts, unless you stole from something and there's already shirts. But I thought that was yours.
That's mine as far as I know. I'm gonna be really disappointed if I find out somebody else came up with that before me.
Yeah, I was really excited to find that nobody else had done Jurassic House. I looked it up, I couldn't find it. I was like, yes.
Yeah, now that I've got the Easter Phoenix designed, I can start work on that. Work on it sometime.
The Easter Phoenix design is amazing. I haven't posted that anywhere and shown it to anybody, but it looks like a mascot for breakfast cereal.
I've actually got the sketch. The original
Oh, there it
sketch.
is! Oh, look at that!
Yeah, we'll have to show the finished one that's got like an egg and then an Easter Phoenix written above it, but
Yeah,
I
we need
love
to make T-shirts of that and send to people for Easter. No, it's fantastic. It's either a breakfast cereal or a fast food joint. One of the two. How's it going, Zach?
I talk about tokusatsu way too much, so you don't have to.
That's what he does. Yeah. Thanks, The. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, did you get my Patreon message?
You guys there? I lost everybody for a second.
No,
I'm here.
I'm still here.
There was no cut out for me.
Cool. Well, I had a freezy. Yes, I'm sure somebody said something like really insightful.
Yeah,
I missed it.
it cuts out right when I ask a question.
Yeah, is that like is it a law of physics? Is that what we decided? Just if Vac wants to talk about something, there goes the neighborhood.
Probably.
Yeah, it keeps freezing up on me for a little bit. I'm gonna close out some windows. I was doing some editing today. In the meantime, there's Hawk Flame.
Hi guys.
Hawk Flame.
Hey.
Awesome
I'm
name.
booed because
Hello,
I just
Hawk Flame.
yes, which I thought was I lost in Connecticut a year ago, and apparently it's in my car the whole time.
Did you say you found your DS? Is that what you said?
No, 3DS, my 3DS.
Oh, your 3DS.
I lost it a year ago at what I thought was I lost a year ago at the con.
Oh, that's awesome that you found it.
Car the whole time.
Now here's the question.
And what was the question?
Okay, we're waiting for it.
What is the question?
I'm sorry, it's still freezing up on me. Like I said, I'm trying to close some windows here.
You might
You
freezed up on us
drop
that
out
time.
and come back in.
No, it's my video editor. It's playing funky.
Funky chicken?
You guys just talk amongst yourselves for a little bit.
Funky Mozart?
So why
What's happening?
is Rhode Island neither a road nor an island?
I don't know. But you should listen to the song Rhode Island is Famous for You.
I might do that.
It's like one of the greatest novelty songs ever.
Okay, he just did
And the
something
words
that
of Robin.
I thought it was impossible to like still be live and have the host drop out, but he just did it. So
Well, no,
I think it's as long as there are other people still in the call.
Yeah.
Connor, when me, you, and DJ, me, Malik, and DJ had a conversation, DJ actually dropped out and the call kept
Yeah, but
going.
we weren't live though. We were just
Well,
talking.
I mean, it's like kind of the same principle.
We'll see.
Maybe this is all distorted. We're just falling through space. We don't know it.
All I know is, fuck Batman.
Hey, Malik.
Patreon, everybody.
My favorite part of that trailer is someone re-edited the last part of that and replaced it with Evanescence, and it just fit perfectly.
Yeah,
When it ended.
It's a 2003 like Daredevil inspired kind of thing.
That's
It's
what
so weird.
That's what I described it. It's like if the Netflix Daredevil show was still made by Fox.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Or
I didn't
made
know
by the
that-
CW.
Or
Yeah, it's like
I didn't mind it
CW.
that much,
guys.
but I'm not that
No
attached to
censorship.
So
Like that trailer really felt like the CW shows trying to be the Netflix shows.
I agree.
Yeah.
Literally everything for this DC streaming service looks bad. Even Young Justice Outsiders. I watched that trailer, and I'm like the biggest fan of Young Justice I know, and I was bored by that trailer.
I
was
hope
like,
that
this is
well,
recap and then a sizzle reel. What the hell?
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, there's probably a lot of footage that they don't have like done yet, and so we just got a bunch of quick cutting like edits. We barely even know the story for season 3. All we really know is they're going to stop a metahuman trafficking thing, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
do we
So-
even know what's supposed to air?
But that's like the most boring, bare basic story you could do. So
Well,
if
that's
they
all
were
we
hoping to
know
get
so
people
far.
excited with that information, I'm like, what are you doing?
Is
My-
season
I mean,
3
what-
supposed to drop at the same
Oh,
time
he's
as this
back.
trailer does, or as the service does, or is it going to come out later?
I'm
Because-
Coming
not
out
sure. I
later.
just
We're
haven't
not
looked
getting
at
the
it.
actual service for a couple months.
I know, but we're still close enough to
so-
it that they should have most of their stuff.
Oh my
done
god,
for
you guys are still broadcasting. That's amazing.
I know.
Right? It's
I
magic.
thought for sure I was going to have to start the whole kit and caboodle over again. Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hello?
Logan.
Welcome back. Last thing I heard was Rhode Island is neither a road or an island.
And then we started talking about the Titans trailer.
Oh, right. The Crazy Titans trailer. Yeah.
Are you
we
ready
can-
for
we can
another
swear on the show.
level of
Fuck that,
crazy
man.
to that?
It's gonna blow my mind when I end up liking that show. That will blow my mind. I say when, if that happens. Yeah.
I'm
The
pretty
guy
sure
that's-
it's just going to be this year's Gotham.
It looks like Dan. What did you make of the Titans trailer?
I thought it looked terrible. I'm not watching that show.
Hooray for unique opinions!
The guy who plays Robin in the show, one of his really only major film roles is in Clash of the Titans. And I just thought that was...
That can't be a coincidence, okay?
See, the one thing that DC has announced on that streaming service that I think could be cool is that Swamp Thing show that James Wan is going to do. That could be
I
really
agree.
cool.
Ooh,
My,
yeah.
my
That's
biggest
good.
my biggest sadness, speaking of adjacent TV shows, is I love the Doom Patrol, and I'm like, oh no, it's going to come out of this Titans show. No.
Oh, are they all going to be connected? Is that what
We don't know that for sure. I haven't
Only
heard
Doom
that.
Patrol and Titans are connected. They've confirmed that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Swamp Thing should be its own thing. That's cool.
I hope it is, because it doesn't need to get muddled up in anything that's not inherently supernatural right now.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
if Titans isn't going in that supernatural direction, I don't see any reason to force that connection between them, especially if the quality is so night and day difference between them.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I'm sure
Imagine
Titans
them
will be
bringing
supernatural with like.
Constantine. Oh,
I mean, like, I'm sure Titans will have magic and stuff. Like it obviously is at the end of that trailer,
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't think
mostly
about
with-
Raven.
right?
Mostly
Like, no,
Raven.
Yeah.
that's probably why they're related. They're both magic related.
That's a good idea. Maybe Raven's involved in some way.
Yeah. Like I don't know if she was cast or anything because I haven't been paying that close of attention to that show. But
I think I read something like it's gonna be like something later on with the first season or something. But I
Well,
think
we
that
know
was
they're
just-
shoehorning in lots of characters because I think Jason Todd and Damian Wayne are both supposed to be in that show somewhere.
Ooh.
I don't know about
That's
I
really
think I read
interesting.
Damian Wayne. I know for sure Jason Todd's in that show
But
somewhere.
they already have Jason Todd. They just call him Dick Grayson.
I know. Well, from what we've seen so far, but
Yeah, they've got. Do they have 2 episodes named after
Well,
Jason
to
Todd?
be
Or
fair, Dick did have a "fuck you, dad" phase.
I really my
It was
one
in the
hope
80s,
about
it was there.
my one
doesn't
hope-
everyone though? Doesn't everyone have that phase?
I
I'm not
didn't.
looking forward to Jason's fuck dad phase. Like, it's just gonna absolutely break my heart. I'm just imagining Jason like on the streets fighting crime and fuck my dad.
It's like a WWE style
I don't like
feud
superheroes.
between Solution and
Brock
Solution the
Lesnar,
next
fuck you.
generation.
I'm sorry, what, Dan?
I was just joking. I was saying like Jason's version of his fuck dad phase is just gonna be like, I don't like superheroes, Dad. Like
That's
you
my
get
absolute
really into
worst
sports and
nightmare, right?
football and just become a jock.
And then I'm gonna be like, well, the joke's on you, kid, because you're homeschooled, and that's all I taught you about.
Gotta be honest, this Star Trek's just not doing it for me.
Oh,
I think the superhero thing would be harder for me than his giving up Star Trek. Just because I kind of got used to getting burned in my family with Star Trek. I like the Star Trek was it was such a huge part of my life during high school. It's like everyone turned against me with Star Trek. Like my mom and my sister were both like, yeah, we're just not watching that anymore. We're kind of done with that.
Well, I really hope that Robot Man jackets become really popular after Doom Patrol because it might suck, but I love Robot Man a lot and I love his jacket. And I want to be able to buy that jacket.
Oh, see, I know nothing about Doom Patrol. I didn't know Robot Man was a character in that because I just read, per Ian McKee's request, JSA The Golden Age, and he's in this. And that was my first exposure to that character.
oh, you're reading some JSA. That's pretty cool.
And-
I've never read any of that stuff.
And one of the characters from Doom Patrol is named Elastigirl, and that's what they took it from The Incredibles. So,
Is it?
so the
Really?
reason why when you look at like merchandising, they don't say Elastigirl, they say Mrs. Incredible or Helen Potts
Yeah.
because you have to. They only bought the rights to use it in the movie, not merchandising rights.
Oh,
Didn't know that. Wow. And of course, like everything Disney, you can only get a pop bobblehead of her. That I know. I was having a conversation with Eric the other day. Actually, this might be on video. You might actually see this week, but I'll tell you anyway. I recently got this Weird Al variant figure. That's
that's
the
cool.
fat pop, yeah. And we were talking about how we wish that Weird Al would get like a whole line because there's a lot of cool costumes you could do. Because of course he's done a lot of costumes and videos, and he does that on stage. And the first thing that came to Eric was Saga Begins, and I was like, yeah, but it can only be a bobblehead. I'm really glad you guys laughed at that joke because I wasn't sure if that was a funny joke. Okay, so does anybody? We're already like 20 minutes in. Does anybody have a cool topic of conversation you want to throw out? We're not going to get to everybody tonight. So if anybody has a great one, please throw something out. Anybody? Rapid fire, go.
Like, I want to talk about my vacation.
Oh,
It
sure,
was
go
a-
ahead, Joe. Let's learn about Joe's vacation.
I
Well,
was driving.
How Joe spent Tiny
And
Toons
driving.
and how Joe spent his summer vacation.
Well, it was the G-Fest, and it was like the perfect time because it was around the time when the Godzilla King of the Monsters trailer was revealed, and we got to see it along with like a sort of reaction of the guest of honor that year, Kenpachiro Satsuma, the student actor for Godzilla from 84 to 95. So that was really amazing. It's just really weird watching the Godzilla trailer with Godzilla in the same room with you. Also, we got a couple of autographs from him. My Blu-ray for Godzilla 84, 85, and Mechagodzilla 2.
Nice.
I love
And-
Godzilla.
I got a lot of it. I also got these 4 really good artworks. First 3 of them are from the different suit actors, so I'll just show them off rapid fire. 1, 2, and 3. And the final one is something really neat, a fake poster of the unmade Batman versus Godzilla movie.
Oh man, I would kill for that,
That's
dude.
wicked cool.
That's great.
I know, it's so great.
They were
And then
going to make a Batman Godzilla movie.
They were, yeah, and it got pretty far. In fact, there was a treatment. There was a treatment for it that was done by Bill Dozer, and I haven't read it. I think it's available.
Which Batman would this have been?
Adam West, and there's actually a funny story about it.
Oh,
There was actually
so real quick. Bill Dozer is the guy who made the 60 Batman show, and he was going to do a movie. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, and even Toho on the other side of it wanted to do it too because Batmania was big even in Japan. Like one of the things in the dealer's room was a Japanese Adam West Batman board game. I didn't buy it, but I really wanted to play it, even if I have no idea what the rules were. But it's one of the things I wish got made because they were both going around the exact same time, and it could have happened if just one per side made a phone call to the other one. It's like, I want to do a Batman Godzilla movie. Really? We do too!
I hope at some point they'll play ball with DC and with IDW or whoever has. I guess nobody's got the Godzilla license right now. I think they lost it. But at some point, I hope they'll play ball with DC and do that crossover because we did a bunch of Batman crossovers with 66, and we haven't made one in a while. And that would be the next obvious one.
Yeah, what was
that? Because Godzilla already exists in the Marvel universe.
I'm sorry, what's that, Dan?
I was just asking if the last one they did was the Green Hornet one that Kevin Smith did.
No. They did a bunch after that.
They did the Wonder Woman 77. Legion of Super is the last one I heard of.
Well, no, okay. Yeah, but the last straight up Batman 66 crossover I think was Wonder Woman 77. But
no,
they also what's that?
They did Legion of Superheroes after that one.
But like I said, the last like straight up just Batman crossover, like Batman and somebody. I think that was the last one. But yeah. Anyways,
and finally, my big surprise I found this year was like I always have a thing I buy for a surprise this year, and this one I stumbled upon. And I'll be trying to read as fast as I could to give thoughts. I got the complete novelization trilogy of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Oh, that's cool. I used to have those too. Those books are pretty good. At least they were when I read them when I was a kid. I don't know if they hold up now, but
the third one makes Mary Jane even less likable.
Really?
You find out that I read that one a long time ago. You find out that she has kissed like lots of dudes on stage.
Oh, spoiler alert!
And you get in Spider-Man's head or Peter's head, and he's like, "Well, she's done it to a lot of guys on stage, so this is just like that. I'm just acting as Spider-Man." So anyway, that's all I remember from that book. Huh. I read that a long time ago.
I would like to go back and read those now. That's interesting.
I don't. She's so awful in that movie. I don't think that makes her any worse at all. I really don't. It's like in the moment, I can see, but it's almost like who wrote that?
Peter David.
Is that that's great. It's almost like Peter David. See, he likes to troll in novels sometimes. This is a thing I've learned about Peter David. And if he, what is going on? If he did that to Mary Jane, that makes me think that he was like, let's keep her in character. I know how much of a horrible person this is.
Peter David for all three.
That's great. Oh, I want to read his novelization for 3 because I bet it just reads horrible film all over it. That's great. If you ever get a chance, anything about Star Trek, peruse Before Honor. I reviewed that a few months ago. It's hysterical because it was just his big fu to the publisher at the time. He was really angry with them, and he just left with the most obnoxious, insane Borg novel. And it's just crazy thing after crazy thing. The Borg. What was it? They I think they blow up
Pluto.
Saturn. Pluto. They blow up Pluto.
I remember because I read that book, and I'm like,
did you really? Oh yeah, you sent me some stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, this is like so bad it's good fan fiction.
Oh yeah, it is. It's just and it's Peter David, and it's like way under his par. Yeah, it's great. What's something else somebody wants to talk about? Anybody throw something out?
Reboots and remakes.
What about reboots and remakes?
Well, I'd like to know where you guys stand on those, and I thought that'd be a good topic since we just found out that Buffy is getting a reboot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If the original is bad, remake it. If it's not, don't. That's my stance.
I have an addendum to that. I think that if you want to remake a good movie, something different. You do something radically different.
Yeah.
Like you guess I don't know. Example I could think of on the top of it is like basically something like a West Side Story is basically a remake of Romeo and Juliet, but it's clearly its own thing at this, even though it has the same core concept behind it. There's enough adapted to it that it takes the basic core story and provides a new spin on it. That's the only example I could think of. But I think that's how it should be handled. Like take some kind of core concept, put it in a completely new context.
Yeah, I think that when it comes to Spencer, so when it comes to
does Spencer also live there with you in the nursery?
Yeah, me and Spencer are expecting.
He expected.
So
that doesn't sound possible or okay.
Cut it out, James Gunn.
Have you seen
This is
Junior?
the weirdest Geek Pollution fanfic ever.
So when it comes to like remakes, there's a bit of a catch-22, right? Like a lot of things that you want to remake are things that maybe people don't know about. Like I would like to see a remake of David Cronenberg's The Brood, because I think it's a pretty solid movie, especially a really solid premise that you can do new stuff with, but no one's ever heard of The Brood. It's like the same thing when John Carpenter remade The Thing, right? No one really knew The Thing from Another World. It wasn't a popular film, but when he remade it, he kind of took it to the nth degree. But nowadays, no one's heard of The Brood. No one's going to go see a Brood remake. So you have to remake stuff people have already heard of, and then at that point, all the good stuff is what people have heard of, generally speaking. So it's like, what's the point of remaking something that's generally beloved? So it's a weird catch-22.
Yeah.
And see, my whole counter to the remake this thing because it's good but nobody's heard of it argument is just that's what we have YouTube for now. If you want people to watch The Brew and be into The Brew, make a really good review of The Brew, and by that word of mouth, people will want to watch it.
I think there's also the case where like a really good movie may not necessarily fit with the times that we're in right now. So a remake could feel warranted of exploring that idea in a new setting with new
lock the door.
With new ties. Like you're looking at it from.
See you later, Spencer. Good luck with the baby, buddy.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mute my mic. My bad. Sorry, guys.
Pregnant Spencer for joke of the night.
Don't, because we will get mileage out of that. You're not living that down. Yeah. So let me weigh in on this real quick. The issue with Vac with saying like let's just let everybody know about these really cool old movies that nobody's ever heard of. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But at the same time, to Connor's point, and Connor, tell me if I'm putting words in your mouth. I think Connor's suggesting that there are movies that part of the reason that we don't know about them is because they could have been done a little bit better, and so they're worth remaking.
Sure, or they didn't have the funds to really like make something that
realize the idea. Yeah.
Yes. Like The Brood is a great idea, but it's like David Cronenberg's third movie, so we didn't really have a whole lot of money behind it.
Okay,
like if it's already a
masterpiece, Connor, it sounded to me like you were saying it was a already good movie, and I'm like, if it's a good concept but not a great execution, then I'm okay with a remake.
Well, no, it is a good movie. I like it. It's solid. But you can do that same premise in a new, crazy new way. Because like what they do at the end of that movie is insane, and they only had the budget to do it at the end. So if you could do it like go bigger and do other stuff with it, you can do a remake of it and have it still be reverent to the original, but also something different.
Yeah, and then that's not really making recognition because it's not a thing that anybody's heard of. And it's always really funny when we hear about remakes that a company is playing like it's trying to sell it on brand recognition, but like nobody you talk to has ever seen it before. Or ever heard of it before, and I'm like, then why did you go to that thing? Like maybe you had a really good idea for how to do it better, or it's just something somebody really wanted to make. But I think much of the time it's just this is a thing we have the license to, so we better make it. Somebody's heard of this, and that doesn't necessarily mean box office dollars.
Another thing I heard is like how some remakes are made, like especially with the big slasher films remakes of the 2000s, is that some studios will just, for some believe it'll be cheaper to just redo the first film again rather than try to do another like low budget straight to video sequel just to hold on to the rights because it's also like make bring audience and money into it. But I still don't get the point where the other choice, which could be re-release the original, unless it's like the same thing with like some Marvel contracts.
You know that they're finally
have-
rebooting. They're finally rebooting Child's Play.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
In fact, I was
I
going
heard
to talk
about
about
that,
that
Boy.
on the office this week, and we just had too much stuff to talk about.
If
And what's
they
weird
don't-
is that's supposed to happen at the same time as the TV show. Like, I think the TV show's still happening. That's in continuity.
Yeah.
Well, they need to get Aaron Paul to play Chucky in one of those.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
I need to give credit to Rasco. He's the one who came up with that idea.
No, I love that so much. But I don't want to see a Child's Play remake. The big issue that I have with that is I don't think that's as interesting in modern day. And if you remade it as a period piece, well, that's the point. Although, it's not like you can't make. If you made a smarter movie, sure, because that movie actually doesn't make any sense. We reviewed it back at Halloween, and yeah, there's a lot of what is even going on in that movie. I have a lot of nostalgia for that, but no, that's the thing you can do better, maybe, but not a thing I need to see. Let's more cool horror franchises would be good.
Crazy idea here regarding Child's Play. I might be the only one who wants to see a Child's Play remake where we don't see Chucky move.
That's
would
cool.
be good.
That's
a
really
good
cool.
idea. I like that.
You still have the voice. You never see him move.
You could make it with $18. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Blumhouse, I got an idea.
That's awesome. That's also how they should make Spawn, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay, think about Spawn really fast regarding Blumhouse.
Yeah.
It is now Blumhouse's most expensive movie at a budget of $15 million.
Yep.
There you go.
That's amazing that that's their most expensive movie.
I did not know
That's pretty
that.
darn impressive.
I was assuming they were going to put more money into Halloween.
I just don't know why they need that much money if Spawn's barely gonna appear.
I do.
What's
Because
going
you
on with
got
that, Todd
actors.
McFarlane?
Because it's got two major actors in it. Most of that money is going to Jeremy Renner and to Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Renner is the big news on that, by the way, because he's the protagonist of the film. No one's talking about this. People only care about Jamie Foxx because he's bigger name and because he's playing Spawn. Spawn's not the protagonist of that movie. At least he's not supposed to be. Although
So
I
is
don't trust
Renner
anything
playing
McFarlane
Sam
ever
or
says.
Twitch,
Until I
or is
see
he
it.
playing
So-
both? I want him to play both. That'd be great. Can he please play both?
No, there is no Sam. It's just Twitch. It's just a Twitch movie. Yeah, no, it's really strange. It's just Twitch. There's no Sam. So naturally, if I were gonna make a Spawn movie centered around Sam or Twitch, I would pick one and make sure that he has no one to talk to throughout the film.
I have an idea as to why they're not selling it on Jeremy Renner.
I'm not even saying they're not selling it on it. I'm saying that people aren't picking up on this because they think Spawn is the protagonist of the Spawn movie. He's
Well,
not.
I think there might be a secondary reason as to why they're doing that, and I think it's because Tag there was a lot of hype, and then it's just nothing because it was so bad.
Like I said, I'm not saying they're not selling it. We don't even have like posters or a trailer or anything yet. I'm just saying that we got news in the same way we got news with Jamie Foxx. It's not like one was like made a bigger deal out of than another. It's just fans picked up on Jamie Foxx. No one's talking about Renner. Is what I'm saying.
Well, one of the major.
I think that's because most people
fundamental
don't read Spawn comics and don't know who that character is.
That's true.
One of the major fundamental problems with Spawn is that it's always been marketed and thusly perceived as a superhero book, when it never should be a superhero book. It should be a horror book that features a superhero with demonic powers.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can do Spawn. I don't 100% agree with that, but I think that's, if you're going to make a low-budget movie, that's certainly the way you make the movie. But yeah, no, you're right. People don't know who Twitch is, but if you look at the news on this at all, you know that Spawn's supposed to be in the background. And I don't think Twitch is going to be anything like Twitch in the comics. I really don't. Renner is a really odd pick.
Who would you have picked, Cap?
I'm not sure. I don't like doing the fan casting thing, man. I really don't.
I know, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
It's not a skill that Cap possesses.
Well, like the obvious answer is Cranston, but he's probably the best pick. Yeah, probably Cranston.
Okay. Go crazy. Toby Jones is Twitch.
I don't know who that is.
He's Arnim Zola.
Oh no, that's ridiculous. No, we can't have that. No, I'll go. I guess this is just my go-to for a lot of things right now because I love this actor. I'll go for a race swap and say Sterling Brown. Sterling Brown would be a good twist.
Oh, Cap, I have to tell you, I love the geek bubble that you live in. It makes me so happy. I could not go anywhere or talk to anybody without hearing people talk about This Is Us for like years, for like 2 years. And you're like, what? This guy needs a TV show.
And then I just got a million comments, you idiot. He's on TV every week watching This Is Us. And then I did. And like everyone on the planet, I just cried in my milk or whatever. Like I don't
know how you avoided that. It was everywhere. It was crazy.
You know what? It's probably one of those things where I heard the title and I didn't know what it was and I wasn't paying attention. That's probably what it was.
The worst title. Like you hear that, it sounds like the most soapy, like mainstream, like yeah.
And then you watch it
for a split second. You were talking about People Like Us, the Chris Pine film.
Yeah. So I got a topic. Speaking of kind of adjacently from the slasher thing.
Go Connor, do it up, man.
On Orasco's recommendation, I watched Death Proof, which is Quentin Tarantino's 5th movie. He's called it his worst movie. It was on a double feature with Planet Terror, which is a Robert Rodriguez movie. They called it Grindhouse.
Yeah.
So I get why people don't like this movie, but I friggin' loved it. It's 2 movies for the price of one. It is like a really low budget, like minimalist slasher movie. And then the second half is the hack fraud identical sequel to that first movie, but with a bigger budget. And it has an awesome car chase at the end.
I love Kurt Russell in that movie.
Kurt Russell's amazing. The first half is straight up like a Linklater Hangout movie with a big like slasher ending. Like it's so good. But I wanted to talk about car chases because it has one of my favorite car chases at the end. It's amazing. And I would just realize in recent like days, like I really like car chases, and I just kind of figured that out. Hey, Michael, how's it going? Oh, my bad. 1 second, guys.
I thought they locked the door.
So, to Connor's point...
Connor just got fired.
Well, it was really fun getting Connor fired.
Well, since he's car chasing,
I can't wait to hear from him. He goes, my bad, turns it up. Oh, no. We're not only not going to see him tonight, but he's going to send me a message tomorrow and be like, you guys got me fired.
He's like, crap, I can't be a patron anymore. I don't have a paycheck anymore.
I love that he was able to finish that entire opening spiel and then left and now car chases.
I just hope that when he comes back, if we do another one next month, he just comes back and he's just like in a box in the alley.
Did we get fired?
So,
no, we're good.
Since we're on the topic of...
I was thinking
that was quick.
This is a boy or a girl? And
we're having twins. Yeah.
Can I say an off-color joke? When did his water break?
You see, earlier when he came in, he was telling me his water was broken.
And you're like, no, I'm going to stay on the Google Hangout.
Yeah, it's okay. It was very quick. It was a C-section. We got it taken care of. Anyway, I was just saying.
When Connor said my bad, it was because it was happening in the next room and he missed it. He completely missed it. He had to get up and go look real quick. Now he's back. Oh, yeah, it looks good. It's boy, whatever. And then he comes back.
It's a litter.
Connor, I can blow your mind right
Connor,
now.
what was your question?
Are you also having a baby right now, Jeffrey?
No.
No, it has to do with Whiplash and Death Proof.
Ooh,
and how they're connected.
How dare you get us back on topic?
So I watched Whiplash recently, and oh my god, it's amazing. Whiplash. Sorry about that.
Great Iron Man villain, I'll tell you what.
Hey, Connor, what was your question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying, like, what are like set piece or plot elements that like kind of get you into something? Because I just realized I really like a good car chase. Like,
oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were just going to talk about car chases. I was kind of excited about that topic.
I kind of got one already.
Okay, no. Or what are your favorite car chases? Because I'm not a big fan of like Ready Player One, but that car chase is friggin' awesome. And Mad Max Fury Road, Death Proof has one of my favorite. Like the woman on the hood of the car while someone's trying to like get him off road is like.
I love that part.
20 minutes long, and you're like, oh my god, what do you do? It's amazing. I love it.
It's great because even the actress is like, I was scared for my life on that hood.
Yeah, because it's like, if people don't know, Death Proof is about a serial killer played by Kurt Russell who kills people with his car, and it's great. It's his Death Proof stunt car. I love it.
So I've got two right away that I really love. The first is kind of obvious, but what the hell? The middle race from Speed Racer, the one that's like through the desert, and
Wait, that's an obvious pick.
I think it is. It's kind of insane and cartoony, and that shit just gets me going. I love it.
I did love
What
it.
about the second one? What's your second one?
The second one is, and take a drink, everybody. It's from the film Kamen Rider the First, which is a tokusatsu thing.
Yep.
I think it's like the second or third time he turns into Kamen Rider and fights some guys, but they get on motorcycles. So it's technically not a car chase, but it's the same
Yeah,
kind
I
of
figured
thing.
I'd pull it out for this.
And there's a point where they're literally standing on motorcycles, karate fighting each other, and it's amazing.
Okay,
Vac is like,
awesome.
real quick. Vac is like, my first one's kind of obvious, is Speed Racer. My second one, not as big of a deal, all of Baby Driver.
Yes, I forgot about that movie already.
The first, the opening
Baby Driver yet.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Every time I talk with people, I'm like, Baby Driver, what's the name? Like, why Baby Driver? What's a movie named Baby Driver? And I show them the opening. They're like, what is this movie now? I'm like, I know. Right?
I know people think it's really overrated now, but I love it. I just
so good. I love it.
Okay, so one of my favorites. I know it's from a movie that a lot of people hate, but The Matrix Reloaded. I love that whole highway chase scene. Just in a vacuum, I think that scene was a lot of fun, and I go back to it a lot.
Yes.
My favorite of that part was the Agent Smith clone fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the highway chase looks slightly more real because there aren't like Jello people.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah, the Jello people are pretty great.
For me, it's got to be Fast and the Furious, Fast 5. They're dragging banks, and they're dragging bank vaults. And that was, I haven't seen the other Fast and Furious movies after that. I haven't, but I know they get more and more.
That is where that franchise just defies all laws of physics. It's when they hit number 5 that they throw all laws of physics out of the window.
They don't care, and I love that.
I was watching that, and I'm thinking, wouldn't it be cool if like the chain cut a car in half? And right as I thought that they did that, we're like, whoa!
This is like, they have lost all sense of reality, and I love the movie.
Yeah, Joe, what's
Cap
yours,
review
Joe?
the Fast and the Furious
two
series on the omnibus.
I got two that really. One is like one that is just is an old movie, but I watched it recently with a friend because a coworker I know never saw a Bond movie, so I've been showing him what I think my favorite movie of each actor. And when we got to Spy Love Me, his mind just blown away from that Lotus Esprit chase scene where it was like first it's the car with a motorcycle, and then a car with Jaws gunning down with another one.
That chase. That chase
And then
Cool.
And then it becomes a car versus helicopter, and then he just went in the ocean, and then turned into a submarine, and then he just blew up the helicopter. And he was like, "Oh my God, what have I been missing?"
I also like in Fast and Furious 6 when they bring down an airplane with cars. It's great. And very quickly, Jeffrey, what were you gonna say about Whiplash?
Okay, I'm going to be as quick as possible. I was watching the commentary, and I only kind of watched the ending for whatever reason. It just went to the ending, and I rewound it. And the director was talking about how his thinking and thought process behind the film, and he was just like, you know what's really weird? I love endings like Death Proof, where it's just like, it's basically this giant, he explains the ending and how it's this giant car chase, and it just ends.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, I love that. And J.K. Simmons was just like, so you're a hack.
That sounds like J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons is the best.
And it's just, you'd never think that.
DJ or Dan, Danny, do any of you guys have favorite car chases?
I got my second one still.
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
And the other one I did was like when I showed 2 years ago when I showed my best friend the Terminator series, and when we did the second one, and he said that I always had the big goofy smile on my face when Arnold came out of that little tiny truck at the end, and then and it was not a stuntman. It was actually Arnold. Just climbed over, jumped to the semi truck, and just gunned down the T-1000, and then rode the tank into the smelter yard.
Yeah,
Yep. That's what happens in that movie.
I just even more impressed me when I found out that was actually Arnold through the whole thing.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty
Why
cool.
would you spoil that for me? I haven't seen the movie yet.
It came out in 1990, whatever year, I forget.
2.
You know, honestly, that's on my list of shame too. I haven't seen it.
Wait, Arnold Schwarzenegger was in
Connor.
Terminator?
Connor! How
That
can
is
you call yourself a film
like
buff?
sci-fi canon stuff, man.
I know, like
wow,
That's like it's the
that's
thing
like me missing Blade Runner for all those years, man.
Like I'm saying, number 1 on my list of shame. Like that's.
Woo.
I've seen the first one.
Not inviting Connor to the commentary.
I've seen neither the first one nor the first Blade Runner.
DJ, well, that's okay, Jeffrey. We'll just pretend you can go watch all 4 versions and then get back to us.
Sales always do it.
5.
DJ, did you have one or did you already say one?
Probably pretty obvious, but I'm gonna go with Herbie and the Love Bug, 1960.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Gotta
But I
see
don't
that
like
since I was a kid.
Like I fall asleep during car chases, so.
Okay, guys.
I generally tend to also. I'm gonna throw out my obvious one because I feel like I wouldn't be Captain Logan if I didn't say this. He's flying on rooftops.
Yeah.
I recently I'm going to talk about this week. But I recently saw Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
And
so
Nightcrawler
good.
has a killer car chase at the end.
good.
It's great. I'll tell you right now. I need to see it a second time because I'm not sure how I feel about the ending because I couldn't believe it was over already, and I need to really noodle it. But I loved it while I was watching it.
Jake Gyllenhaal kills it.
He kills it. Yeah, it's an amazing performance.
I saw that 3 times in the theaters when we had that.
Did you really?
I
Yeah,
love that
like-
movie.
It's brilliant.
Like, I couldn't believe when we got the news that Jake Gyllenhaal was going to be Mysterio. And then I, went back and watched Nightcrawler. I'm like, this guy is going to be Mysterio, and I can't wait.
No, it would be cool if he was a similar, detached kind of character, yeah.
Hey, guys, my break's over, so I'm going to head out, but it was good seeing y'all.
Hey, Connor, go get fired. We'll see you later, buddy. Bye.
Bye.
Don't live in a box.
Congrats on
Hey,
the twins.
Spencer's alimony.
That was a great topic that we didn't let him do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but I was like, no, I thought we were doing car chases. That's fun. Let's do
can
that.
still do it and tell him tomorrow.
No, we should save it for next time. Okay, let him be on it. Yeah, no, the superfluous topics for the win. Not superfluous. What was I gonna say? Surface topics for the win. I'm sorry, Dan. Did you have one?
The one I could think of off the top of my head, it's not a great movie, but I always thought this scene at the beginning was really awesome. The car chase at the beginning of Quantum of Solace, I thought was always really well shot and executed. And I just love Aston Martins. They're the best cars.
No, it is great. We're kind of immediately back to a bunch of people firing and no one getting shot. But yeah.
That's the one I fell asleep in.
I've fallen asleep during many Bond
I love
movies.
foot chases.
Guys, I've watched Quantum of Solace 5 times, and I legit cannot tell you.
Favorite foot chases? No, not right now. Not right now.
Casino Royale.
Casino Royale.
I don't think I've ever fallen asleep through a movie at the movie theater.
I did twice.
In the movie theater.
God, Malik, I wish I was you, man. I don't know what it is about me. I fall asleep a lot. Like
I did it twice, and it's a fun.
I'm like, really
I had to train myself.
that.
I had to train myself not to fall asleep as much as at movie theaters. But yeah, I used to fall asleep in the movie theater a lot.
See, I just don't get how
Never.
that can happen because a movie theater is literally assaulting your senses at all times.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's really dark. If it's dark and warm, I'm gonna fall asleep. And now a lot of movie theaters are cold, but if I find one that's kind of warm and it's late at night, I'm done. I'm done for it.
Well, I'm also somebody who lies in bed for like an hour and a half before he falls asleep. So
You're an insomniac.
Especially like after senior year, where I'm like buying all my tickets to the movies that I go to. I'm not falling asleep at a movie that I paid money to see.
Well, I would love it if I could keep my body from doing irritating things it's just gonna do, but no, I mean,
could you imagine that customer at the ticket booth though? Hey, I fell asleep in the movie. You gotta rewind it.
Dude, that is
Someone
part
has
of the
to deal with
reason.
that, I'm sure.
That is part of the reason I got the A-list Stubbs thing. Because if I fall asleep, I'm not necessarily out as much money. Yeah, it's great.
It's impossible for me to fall asleep in a sitting down position. I have to be lying down. But there's only 2 times I fell asleep, and they're both the DC movies. Guess which 2?
Superman Returns.
Batman Returns.
No, Man of Steel and Batman v Superman.
Oh, those ones. I would have never.
Yeah,
guessed
Joe
that,
was
no.
probably like 4 years old when Superman Returns came out.
I don't know. I was probably 3, maybe even 2, because I was born in like
really?
91. I think maybe.
No, Superman Returns is 2006.
Superman Returns is 2006.
Oh, I mean
Batman Returns.
That's what I thought I heard. Batman Returns.
Oh.
Hey, Cap, I have a really funny story about BVS and the first time I saw it.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So I went to go to boot camp before that movie came out. And in the middle of boot camp, it came out, and all of my superiors were joking about how we were stuck in our compartment while they got to go out and see the movie. And they were teasing us and telling us how great it was. And then when we finally graduated boot camp, me and all my friends went to see it. And it was really cool because it was the same day that Captain America Civil War came out. So we went and saw that. And then we went and saw BVS. And it was the most bizarre theater experience I'd ever had. Like, as soon as we got out of the theater, I think I had the same thing that you had with it, where I was like, fascinating. Like, I have...
That's my one-word review. Yep, it's fascinating.
Fascinating.
That will never not be the best
like,
episode of How We Felt About.
Fascinating. Like, I just... And it was really late at night, too, when we saw it. And I walked out, and I'm like, I wanted to fall asleep, but I couldn't. I was enraptured by the bizarre images and poor excuse for a story that I was watching.
Batman v Superman is a hysterical movie.
Can I tell you my literal favorite Captain Logan quote?
Fascinating.
No, it's from the How We Felt About on BBS. I was just in love with how surreal it felt.
Like,
if the story was good, that totally works. I didn't have an issue with the visuals, man. Like,
Still the most awkward video in the Geekolution library.
It's way up there. Yeah. No,
yeah.
That was a pretty awkward video.
I had to see Suicide Squad twice in the theater, too. Because the first time I saw it, the friend that I saw it with, he fell asleep. And he wanted to see it again. So I sat through Suicide Squad twice in the theater.
Oh, no.
But Suicide Squad is a lot like Defenders. After the thing right before it, it feels way better than it would have if we saw it without that thing. Like Defenders would have been just bizarre without Iron Fist. And then after Iron Fist, I'm like, this probably isn't good, but it's not Iron Fist.
I still defend the restaurant episodes of Defenders. Those were fun.
There's good stuff in Defenders. That's what makes it not Iron Fist.
Daredevil was the only of those shows I watched, except Defenders was I went into it not seeing any other shows. So it was just like a cliff of quality. I could not deal with this. This is awful.
I still haven't seen it.
I've only
seen to watch it. That and Iron Fist.
A lot of the
Daredevil to watch
Jessica Jones
season 1.
Yeah.
I
would say that it's worth watching just for the Daredevil.
I love Jessica Jones season 1. It's David Tennant if he was actually the Doctor.
Yeah.
What Doctor Who have you been watching?
I like my favorite stuff with Doctor Who is when he's a jerk. Because he's basically
Joe
what
only likes evil Doctor Who.
No, just when he's actually a Time Lord, and Time Lords are jerks.
Joe's like, I wish just the Master was the Doctor. I don't need the Doctor.
No, Time Lords are jerks. At some point, he should have been like, well, now that I remember it, my people were absolute jerks to me. I'm happy they're gone.
We've got 5 minutes left. Hey, Dan, do you have any cool stories to tell us?
Cool stories. I mean, I just sit in a cubicle all day and read stuff now, so I don't live a life of international mystery.
Wow, tell us more, Papa Dan.
I've been watching the
I didn't
Green
get to meet.
Hornet 60 show because it's free on YouTube. If anyone want to watch it, all the episodes.
I need to finally do that. Yeah.
Ooh, I gotta do that. Yeah.
And it's really good for its time. I think it's like the Batman television show in that like it's the same sort of like general setup for each episode. They're pretty formulaic, but there aren't like costume villains, and it's much more serious. Like it's not campy or parody.
Right.
It plays itself completely straight. And the show's a lot about like fighting corruption and crooked politicians and racketeers and mobsters and stuff. So I kind of dig that like underground crime vibe of it too. It's pretty cool. I'm quite enjoying it so far. Anyway, I think it's really good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I've seen a couple of episodes. I always like the fact that one of the things I always like the fact about Green Hornet is the fact that it's basically as if J. Jonah Jameson was playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting way to look at it. That's kind of cool. Yeah, and you have to be like, you know, Britt Reed's kind of a much better person than J. Jonah Jameson too.
Yeah.
Like he's full of integrity, and J. Jonah Jameson's like the kind of people that the Green Hornet would take down. People with just zero integrity will do anything to sell their newspapers.
I just like the idea that his daily persona is.
Yeah, he's cool. I like that.
And Bruce Lee's great in that episode.
Oh yeah, he is great. I agree. Did you guys hear that they're gonna remake Enter the Dragon?
Yeah.
I did,
Why?
and it's gonna have the director who
Deadpool?
the director who did
I think I heard it was Deadpool.
2.
I think
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
How do you redo a Bruce Lee movie? That's
Yeah, exactly.
If it's not someone like a Donnie Yen, forget it. That'd be someone like on his level.
Well, I'm open to seeing it. I'm open to seeing it, depending on who they get.
I don't know. Like, I feel like you should just make new martial arts things that can become the definitive, like, what, you know, you mentioned Donnie Yen, like, his definitive Bruce Lee type movie. He's not going to, like, become an icon like Bruce Lee if he's just doing what Bruce Lee did.
Yeah, that
before,
way you don't have the Star Wars thing where it's like, what's this generation Star Wars? Star Wars.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was
right back to that remake thing.
Because like those movies are cool, but like they're basically just star vehicles for Bruce Lee. I don't know why you remake a star vehicle movie without the star. It just seems like a weird idea to me.
So, Game of Death.
I think
it's like remaking Shaq Fu.
Yeah, exactly. With like LeBron James, like that.
Well, they did. They're trying to do that with Space Jam, so I guess.
Of course they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shaq Fu is a video game, and it did get remade. That just came out.
Oh, really?
I thought they made a sequel to it. I didn't think they. Was it a remake?
It's a sequel. It's a remake. It's something. They brought it back. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
How about we compromise?
I want to try. I want to try it. I want to see.
Oh
if it's
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
I would love it if I would play it if they had a special DLC character and it's still the Shaq version.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Well, folks, I've got to get going. It is right at time. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Sorry we didn't get to everybody's topics. I knew with this many people we weren't going to, so I thought we would just do a few. Remind me next time if you didn't get to go and you have a great topic. I will make sure and get to you next time if you are in the call. I'm just going to keep doing this. Dan, thanks for hanging out, buddy. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was nice to meet all of y'all that I haven't met before. And thanks for all you do for us.
Joe, it's been a while since I've seen you. Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, vacation took up my time preparing it at the last minute because a friend of mine was supposed to come with me and he backed out.
Oh, well, that's sad. But at least you got to go, so that's good.
Yes.
And Hot Flame, I don't think you were with us last time. Thanks for being here.
Yep.
Always good to see you. We'll try to do trivia again down the line. Maybe next one or the one after. It's been a while since we've done that. Anyway, you guys are great. I sure appreciate it. Thanks a bunch, Patreon. We will see you next time. I'm Captain Logan, saying sayonara. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.